Previously on Big Brother UMD. The superlative competition crowned Anna as the first head of household of the season. At the nomination ceremony, Anna nominated Dom and Iskinder for eviction. At the veto competition, players couldn't handle all the spins and fell down like bowling pins. In the end, Steven was able to hit all his pins and win.
Congratulations, Steven, you have won the golden power of veto.
With his alliance's plan to keep noms the same,
We want to try and keep nominations the same.
Steven threw that plan in the gutter.
I have decided to use the power of veto on Dom.
He used the veto on Dom, putting a huge target on his back as well as Dom and Anna.
Steven and Dom are working together now.
Stephanie was catching on to Liam and Fiona and threw out their names,
And then after that,
I think they know.
while Fiona threw the BB baddies under the bus.
There is a girls' alliance.
Shocked to be on the block, Liam decided to lay low and reinforce his social connections.
Hopefully I'll talk to more people today.
Meanwhile, Iskinder was backing on his guys' alliance to keep him safe
Not with the Manhattan.
and started a new cookout alliance with Josh and Shibomi.
Like, cookout style.
But the damage had already been done,
I go to evict.
and Iskinder was evicted 13-0. Who will win the next head of household competition? Who will become the first have-nots of the season? And how will the players react as the Tether Twist finally unravels? It all happens right now on Big Brother UMD.
I feel so bad. Poor Liam's probably I hate that bitch.
Before we start the head of household competition, I just want to tell you guys that this week is a tether week. You will learn what that means after the head of household. This will not be a normal week in Big Brother, so I hope you're all ready for it.
I thought maybe with the tether situation there would be something a little funky going on. I was hoping that we weren't gonna get some crazy rule thrown out like whoever's tether got evicted instead.
What does a Skinder's tether do?
Do they?
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Kind of bummed because my tether got out already. I was like, it doesn't really affect me, but then at the same time, I don't know if the tethers are reciprocal or not. Still, we're trying to figure that out.
Alina just announced that it's a tether week, so I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to be working with my tether. This could be a good or bad thing.
Shot out into space.
He got ejected.
Karen tells me that she's tethered to me. It's like this weird moment where I'm sitting next to Karen who's tethered to me, and then Atalia's on this side and I'm tethered to her. And I am horrified because Karen just told me she's tethered to me, and now I'm just like, okay, so is Karen my enemy now?
House guests, it is time for your second head of household competition. Since I was head of household last week, I will be unable to compete. For this competition, there will be 6 sets of 2 cones. One at a time in a random order, you will hit a golf ball, aiming for the zone in between 2 cones. Each zone will be assigned a point value initiated by a sign on the cones. Whoever hits the ball into the zone with the highest point view will be the new head of household. If there is a tie, we will move on to another round with the people who earn the highest score. But be careful, because if you are in the last zone labeled slop, you will be slop next week. Who's ready to play in the zone?
I suck at mini golf. I'm thinking that this is a terrible idea and I'm probably not going to do very well doing it.
I'm pretty bad at golf. I've played mini golf and I've been to Top Golf, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it. I know I'll probably do bad.
The person that will be putting first is Dom. I did
My strategy was just to like go with the flow. If I do good, I do good. If not, then not. I just didn't want to get slopped.
Yeah, Dom, you got this. Use that stance. Woo, woo, woo. Dom got 6 points and is now in the lead. Next up, we have Sibo.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to aim for it. I did want to win, so I could have some power. Apparently, it goes into the slop lane, but I don't think it did.
Sibomi, you unfortunately have got slop.
I'm just hoping that I'm not the only one that's gonna eat the slop.
Next up, we have Steven.
Because Stephanie, my wonderful girlfriend, is kind of working behind the scenes. Everyone trusts her way more than me. Not surprised by that. However, because of that, I hear that Will is talking mad shit behind my back and saying that I started the guys alliance. My boy Will is gone. Like, I am taking a shot at him. If I win HOH, I'm backdooring his ass so fast. I don't even care if I go out the next week. He's done for.
Steven, you got 3 points. Dom, you are still in the lead with 6.
Woo.
Next up, we have Alex.
I'm hoping at least not to get slopped. That's my one goal.
Oh.
So I end up hitting the 10 points. I'm the only one standing up here so far. Hopefully if no one else hits, I can just take that HOH home.
Alex, you got 10 points. You are now in the lead. Next up, we have Will.
Once we're told that it's a tether week, I'm definitely trying to win that HOH. And I really wanted to get some power and try to guarantee my safety, so there's nothing, weird going on where I end up getting evicted instead.
I like the stance.
Use those hips.
I thought you would.
Use those hips. Okay. At least not slop. At least not slop.
I hit it, aiming for the 10-point shot there, and it ended up just like rebounding to the right and going into the 3-point-1, which is not what I was expecting at all, but I was just kind of happy it didn't get slopped that week.
Next up, we have Justin.
I don't want to win the next head of household competition. I feel like I feel like people don't think of me as a threat, and I want to keep it that way for now.
Basically every single conversation I've had, I've said, if you keep me safe, if you win HOH, if I win HOH, I'll keep you safe. I said that to every single person. So I know going into HOH event tonight, I do not want to win because everyone is guaranteed safety with me. So if I win, I am backstabbing 2 people that I guaranteed safety. Why did it have to go through the 10? Like, I was really aiming for just not slop, aiming for that 3, aiming for that 6, but I guess I got Tiger Woods blood flowing through me. Like, I couldn't stop myself from getting the 10.
Yes, girl.
Get up there. Get on the floor. Leave the bat. Leave the bat.
Who's recording, Anna?
There's the whole threat of the slop, and I'm kind of curious on what that is, but I don't want to get it.
She's gone.
Slop. I got a slop.
I'm keeping to myself because I've taken golf lessons. Like, I think I could do it. What do you know? I get a 10.
As I went to swing, I was unprepared. All the eyes are on me, but that's not new. And I could feel the eyes are on me, so that just made me even more nervous. I'm just gonna swing as hard as I can. I just scored a 10. That's surprising. I thought I would just fluke.
Danny. Don't overstress it. Danny.
I swear to fucking God, if I get slopped after doing dizzy bat, I'm gonna fight someone.
Then they have to go into a 4-person tiebreaker there, which I was really not expecting. I was sort of hoping that at this point, Stephanie or Becca wins. I feel the best with them out of those 4 people.
Going into the last round, I see that Alex, Stephanie, and Karen are left. I'm hoping that Alex will be eliminated and I can rely on Karen and Stephanie.
They're all in the second round, and now I'm like, okay, Karen, lose, because it's a tether week. Don't really know what that means, but I just want Karen to lose.
Me, Karen, Becca, and Stephanie are on the winner's bench. We kind of discussed amongst ourselves that we're kind of going to keep each other safe if we do win. So I'm hoping that all of them abide by that.
Now I have to go into the second round. I better lose. Alex, Stephanie, Karen, y'all better pull this out because I cannot be HOH.
So, goes down to the finals, us 4, and we're told that you can still get slop, and I'm like, you know what, honestly, that's the goal here.
I did end up getting slop. I went from the highest to the lowest, so I'm not feeling great about this challenge.
The most sketchy person that could have won this was probably Alex for me, so I'm just gonna aim for no slop. And I get a 6, and so I'm like still in the running for, you know, HOH. I'll literally make this. And then Karen gets another 6, so it's down to me and Karen for HOH.
So it comes down to Karen and Stephanie in the final showdown. I'm kind of nervous because I haven't really talked to Karen. I've talked to Stephanie, but I've never really talked to Karen. I'm not really sure what she's gonna do. She could really do anything.
I want Karen to throw it because I don't want any blood on her hands, because there's no need to, because we're already safe with Stephanie. So if she gets the blood on her hands, that's good for us.
It's down to me and Karen, and I am aiming for the 3 at this point because, again, I do not want slop.
It's me and Stephanie neck and neck. Stephanie just hit a score of 3. I don't want to win. But I also don't want slop. So I'm just gonna shoot for the sky. I'm just gonna hit it, see where it lands. I scored a 10. I beat Stephanie. I am now HOH. That is surprising. I am surprised. Everyone's surprised. I didn't think I would win.
I'm feeling okay, but I could just feel the tension just shift.
I tell Karen to throw it, but she gets a 10. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Probably worst case scenario, the one of 2 people in the house that I have not talked to the entirety in the first week. not feeling good about Karen winning.
I've barely talked to Karen, so I would be like an easy person for her to put up as a nominee. So I don't know like what to think, and I'm fearing for my safety this week.
Now that I'm HOH for this week, I am very nervous. I didn't think I would win, so I have absolutely zero plans.
All right, another congratulations to Karen for being the second head of household of the season. As I said before, this week is not going to be a normal week in Big Brother. This is our first tether week of the season. Last week, you all received a name that we told you was your tether. We told you more information was to come. Well, listen up because you are learning what this twist means. Once again, welcome to your first tether week. This week, your goal is to get your tether out of the game. However, that is not as easy as it seems. You are not allowed to nominate or vote against your tether. You cannot vote them out. If you successfully get your tether out of the game this week, you will receive a game-changing advantage. You all have some important decisions to make this week, so good luck, and your first tether week officially begins right now.
So we get revealed what the tether twist is. If your tether gets evicted this week, you're going to get some special power. But there's also a couple other rules where you can't be the one to cast a vote to evict your tether, and you also can't nominate your tether.
So Elena just revealed what our tether meant. I'm supposed to eliminate Josh. That's gonna be impossible for me. Josh is such a sweetheart. How am I supposed to eliminate Josh?
Oh, then this is good for me. You can't nominate your tether, and you can't vote to evict them. But I don't know where Karen is at, so I'm a bit scared about what she's gonna do because there are people I'm working with that I don't want to go.
You guys play this at all? I talked to her today. I talked to her today. Yeah, like I talked to her. Is it weird to be like, oh my god, we should be done for after she wins? So I'm definitely a little panicked. Karen says she's busy this weekend before noms, so I'm not gonna have the chance to speak to her. So hopefully just our little interactions at when we first get there will be enough to keep me off the block, but I'm honestly kind of panicked about next week.
Like, honest to God, like, I have not talked with her yet, but I'm gonna try to talk with her next week.
I don't know what to think about Karen being the new HOH. I've kind of tried to talk with her, but she doesn't seem that interested in talking with me, which is kind of alarming. I guess I'm just gonna have to hope that the girls' alliance still holds up.
Being like, all right, now I have to meet with like 12 different other people now.
I'm getting along better with the guys than with the girls at this point, which means that like eventually this whole girls' alliance might not be such a good thing for me.
Regardless, like, someone's getting eliminated, so there's a very high chance that, you know, someone's gonna gain that benefit whether they wanted to or not.
Regardless, someone's going to benefit from the tether to next week. I'm just hoping it's not someone who's going to be as against me.
Can I just tell you guys something?
Yeah.
In like full confidentiality?
Yeah.
Fiona is my tether. So if we get Fiona out, that means I get an advantage, which is good for all of our games.
That sounds like awesome. I could definitely see targeting Will, Steph's tether, Fiona, Becca's tether, targeting them to get the advantage vicariously through them.
Maybe just like float her name by her and see what she says. Because I mean, I could always tell Karen, like, I'll share the advantage with you. You know, you put Fiona up, that's my tether.
Justin being my tether, I have no desire to see him leave the game. So, and I think he feels the same way because we're reciprocally like each other's tether. So I don't think that changes much for our game.
I'll tell you, this is big, okay?
Yeah.
I'm instilling a lot of trust in you guys.
Yeah.
It's reciprocal, for me at least. My tether is Justin.
Really? And you know Justin is yours?
Yes, it's reciprocal.
Gotcha.
But even if I do get something good, Stephanie is like my closest ally, and I have no interest in seeing her go.
Have any of you guys talked to Karen?
Only on day one.
I have not talked to her at all, but I'm glad no one else has because. But I think I'm definitely going to be a target this week, just because I won the veto and people think I'm working with Dom.
I just asked her, and she said she has like nobody in mind. Like she hasn't even
Okay,
thought about it, and she didn't want
to
to
talk
win
to her ASAP.
HOH.
It wasn't high up on my list of things that I wanted to see happen, because I was thinking if I were to win HOH, Karen was going to be the first person I nominate since I hadn't talked to her.
I feel like if you're telling the same people,
It'll be like,
way
okay.
better. She'll be
'cause
like, oh, okay.
She just told me that she was really worried because like her tether is someone that everyone really likes, so she doesn't think anybody will ever vote them out. So she's already thinking about like who's able to get voted out. So if all three of us are saying the same name, she'll in her head she'll be like, oh, I can actually get the votes to get them out.
And yeah, that was a close one.
It was. I wasn't trying. I really wasn't. I was just like.
You're just like me.
I didn't want to be HOH so early in the game.
So before we left, I quickly talked to Karen because I just wanted to like feel where she was at, just maybe get an idea. Well, I can be your eyes and ears this week if you want me to meet with people, and like if they're telling you one thing, they're telling me something else. I definitely come back. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably come to me.
Yeah. And I'm willing to have those conversations that you can't, like, I can be your eyes and ears. And she goes, won't people be coming to me for HOH? And I'm like, oh, yes, like, this is your HOH. People are going to come to you. But I'm willing to have other conversations and see what's going on during your HOH. And she was like, okay. No, they will. I'm just saying, like, if I have conversations, like, I'll let you know.
Yeah, sure.
She said that she wanted to work with me and she would be willing to use herself as a mole to get more information from anybody that I want. So my biggest target right now is Steven, just because he revealed that he was working with Dom. So I'm gonna use Stephanie as a mole to get more information out of Steven.
Are you gonna go to the game tomorrow? That could be. Oh no! No, people are gonna be like, I wish Karen was here.
Karen is the new head of household, but she's not allowed to nominate her tether. How will she navigate her head of household with this being the first tether week of the season? Let's see how she does it.
I mean, I don't think
for sure, like, you want to put up a girl? Do you want to put two guys? So two guys then?
Yeah. The people who I haven't talked to that much, not only this week, but last week, during the first week, was Will, Alex, Dom, and Danny.
Danny hasn't. Danny hasn't. I don't really know how I feel about Danny. I don't know how I feel about him. I mean, like, everyone's nice, but I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like he can easily just, like, betray you, like, snake you so easy. Like, I feel like he just gives off that stuff. Same with Alex. Like, he just gives, like, I don't know how to explain
I feel it more with Danny than Alex.
Yeah. I don't know.
I might use Justin as a pawn.
Justin's sweet. I know I can trust Justin. I can trust Justin and Josh.
I'm thinking about putting him up as a pawn to just eliminate someone.
Just because, like, I haven't done anything. They're so sweet.
I want the numbers to be greater for the girls than guys.
But yeah, also, how do you feel about, like, the whole, like, tether thing? Because now you can't put up your tether.
The Tether Twist changes my game because now I know that everyone has a target on them, including me. So I need to find out who I'm targeted by, and I will also want to know who my alliance, which is Italia and Sobomis. If I can find out who's targeting these two girls, then I can probably use that and eliminate them instead of them eliminating Italian and Shabomi.
The next conversation that I have that day is with Danny.
You're my tether. I have no interest in seeing you go. At least as far as my game goes, I'm not particularly interested in seeing my tether go.
That made me trust him so much. Like, I just felt like I owed him the information that Karen had just told me.
Stephanie told me there was a chance I might be nominated. I didn't really feel safe at all.
So I told him, and it made him so nervous. It made him really nervous. He kept saying he's gonna go home, and I reassured him, like, I'm not gonna let that happen. Like, I'm not gonna let people send you home.
I think what was the worst part is I felt like there was nothing I could do.
So we left the meeting by saying we'd maybe talk at the game, whatever.
So my friend and I were at the Iowa and Maryland football game, and we're just watching the game.
We're at the game, watching the football game, cuddling up, arm around my girlfriend of 4.5 years.
I noticed this guy who looks so familiar, and I'm staring at him, and I notice that it's Steven, and I'm like, whoa, Steven.
Me and Steph were not very observant, and we were not very discreet.
There's this girl that's like all over him, and they're always hugging and all this stuff, and I'm like, wait, who is this girl? That's what, like, I'm thinking, who is this girl? And I noticed that it's Stephanie, and I'm like, whoa, what? Wait a minute.
Fucking Italia.
Miss Italia was like, hey guys. I was like, oh hey, how long have you been here?
And I turned around and I was like,
and she said, the whole time.
Why is Stephanie and how are they together? Why are they together at the game? That's what I'm thinking. I'm so confused.
Luckily we were wearing masks and had hats on, so there's a chance she didn't really recognize us.
there's a chance she didn't see the scandalous.
She didn't see the scandalous deeds being done.
I just put two and two together, and I, like, yeah, they're dating. Whoa, crazy.
We decided that it might be smart to split up, to not leave together.
So I left like 5 minutes before her. And
The Terps were sucking, so
yeah. Yikes.
Steven left at the
I was
5
like,
minute
oh,
mark.
bye, Italia.
It wasn't even a lot of time. I'd probably say 5 minutes later, Stephanie decides to leave after Steven. She's like, bye, Italia. And I'm like, okay, so that's you guys' plan to like leave separately because you guys came separately.
So the plan is to just act oblivious. Just to be like, what's the big fucking deal?
Went to the football game together.
Went to the football game together.
I like Steph. She's great. She's a nice person.
People know I'm bubbly. People know I'm outgoing.
Right. I have no friends, so I just hang out with Steph.
There you go.
Bummer.
Let everyone know that those two know each other, and it's not a secret anymore.
Once we get Will's bitch ass out this week, Italia's going next week.
Karen has her own ideas for her head of household this week, but other players have their own agendas that they're trying to complete. Who's trying to get in Karen's ear, and will they be successful?
Yeah, I think Will needs to go. I don't trust him either. If he's talking that shit behind my back, he's gotta go. He's bad news.
Before that, Stephanie and I talked, and we wanted to get rid of Will that week because he was being very shady, talking about me.
Prior to the HOH, I met with Becca and Will. And one of the questions that we asked each other was, who would you feel nervous if they got HOH?
And apparently Will said Justin.
And Will kind of like nodded his head and like was like agreeing, but sort of not agreeing. So I kind of twisted that.
And I'm like nervous now because I was trying to play under the radar, like that was my goal going into this, but now I have people talking about me and my game. So I don't know what to make of this.
The plan is what I want to do is I'm gonna talk to you, Dom, and Will.
Okay. We should talk to Don Will.
Well, I will, but Will is going to tell me that you started a guy line because she told me I think there's a guy line, and Will's going to tell me that you did.
How do you know that?
Because I've talked to him and he's told me like on multiple
That
occasions.
I started a guy line?
Yeah.
I'm trying to put the focus on Will, because obviously Will is my tether. Will has been talking shit about Steven. Will is just sketchy in general. He is.
Because she said, I think I'm gonna put you on the block.
That's fucking good. That's good.
Because he hasn't talked to her. So I'm gonna do everything in my power when I talk to Will to make sure that he feels safe, that if he doesn't talk to her.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna talk to Will and be like, yeah, I feel good with Karen.
I think she's gonna go after a blah and blah.
I'm gonna say I think I can keep the bio study group safe. It's fucking scrambled, it's not a thing. Right. But
Is that the fucking name?
it's bio study group, yeah.
What the fuck?
It's done. I mean, there's literally no allegiance. I mean, Dom was already kind of.
Who came up with that shit?
All right. How you feeling this week?
A little nervous now, Karen, but I don't know. I feel like generally okay with other people in the house, but I think a lot of people are just kind of feeling like they don't know exactly what she'll do yet.
Yeah. So I really wanted to have a conversation with Karen. I reached out to her, but she said that she was going to be busy for this week.
Like I just texted her like early, like this morning, and she was like, yeah, like she said, kind of said like she's going to be available for them.
Was kind of worried that maybe she just didn't want to meet with me. So I'm feeling a little bit nervous.
I haven't talked to her physically. Like I texted her.
Actually, you might be fine.
Just like if you talked to her person last week.
When I talked to Steven, he felt like he was okay for the week, which got me a little bit nervous there. That maybe I was going to be someone Karen was putting up.
Who do you want to see go this week? Like if you were HOH right now, who would you put up?
I would probably put up someone like Fiona or who else? I mean, maybe someone like Karen, but I mean, I like those are two.
You said
people.
who?
Maybe someone like Karen. But
like Karen.
I don't know exactly.
I did get out of Will that if he had won HOH, he probably would have put up Karen and Fiona.
So yeah, so you were thinking, so like if you were put someone up like Fiona or Karen or something.
Yeah.
Just because they haven't talked, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't necessarily put up Liam right away. I think he was someone that would lean toward us a little more than some other people. So I would probably keep him like off if I can, but I would understand also that like he's someone that people might consider.
So when I report back to Karen, I'm gonna tell her that Will said he put you up. He's definitely like someone I don't trust in this game. This, that, and the other thing.
So the person who I trust the least would probably be Steven.
By the way, you killed it. Congratulations again. Do you play like?
No.
Oh my God, you were just like, yeah, I'll get a 10.
Just because I don't know where he stands.
So I realized that, like I won the veto and I took Dom down, and I realized like how that looks. So like I understand, like I completely understand if like you had, if the thought of putting me up this week crossed your mind, like I completely understand that. Having said that, you're in the complete position of power here, and I would be eternally grateful if you don't put me up this week because you have an easy scapegoat, like, oh, you're too late to talk to me. And I definitely am not opposed to trying to fight for a veto for you. Like if you put up two people and you want someone to go home and I get picked for the veto or something like that, I will most definitely honor your wishes.
And my pitch was quite simple. I'll do anything I can do to not be on the block this week. I told her that if I win veto, I'll use it how she wants. I told her I'll talk to people. And having said that, if I win HOH next week, which I'm not opposed to gun for, I really love competing. I really love playing in the comps. You are safe. Like it's sort of like if you keep me safe this week, I have no reason to not keep you safe next week. There's so many guys that I want to take shots at.
I don't trust him that much, but I'll see what information he gives me.
Do you want to be a mole?
I can be a mole. Who do you want me to talk to?
The guys.
All the guys? Okay.
He told me he would like to be a mole for me.
It's done. If I could only pick 3 guys though, if like for whatever reason I can't talk to them all before then, who are the three primary ones you want me to talk to and get back to you before veto?
I guess.
Or sorry, the nomination.
Danny, Alex, and Will.
She told me to talk to Will, Alex, and Danny.
Are you working with anyone?
All the guys I don't trust are basically talking about guys alliance, but like it kind of fell through. Like a Skinder was in it, and he's gone and like everyone voted for him, so like that like there was like this loose guys alliance, but like it really was never honored.
I think Karen really wants to trust me, and from what Stephanie tells me, that is true. She does want to trust me, so I want to do things to instill trust in her.
Do you know who's in it?
So loosely it was Dom, Will, Skinder, and I was sort of added later into it.
Because I could definitely pin it on Will, and that's who I'm gunning for this week.
So like I'm more nervous of Will, because I'm more nervous that he's gonna try to take big shots or try to like, you know, be really sneaky about it. Like I'm not opposed to him staying in the game. It's not like, oh, I need Will out like right now. But like if like that you think that's good for your game, like I will listen to what you say. Like I'm your vote this week. I'm your vote. I'll keep someone on the block if I win veto. Like you just have to say the word and like.
I don't trust him that much just because I don't know where he stands. At least he's reached out to me, unlike Will or Alex. I haven't talked to Will like that either.
Right. Will's really scares me of the guys.
Really?
Because he's watched the show since like season 14, and I'm really afraid he's gonna try to play the game too hard and like really gun for people who like are making a name for themselves and stuff. And I just like, I don't know, I feel like no one can really trust him. I feel like he's a really he's the dark horse in the group. Is that the saying? Dark horse?
Black sheep?
Black sheep, maybe maybe that's the one. But yeah, that's just what I've seen so far.
So Will still hasn't really reached out to me as much as I thought he would. So I'm thinking of putting Will up for elimination.
Before tonight's nomination ceremony, there's some breaking news that the house guests need to know. This information will definitely have an emotional impact on the house, so let's go see what it is.
Okay, so Danny has decided to withdraw from the season, unfortunately, due to some personal reasons. So he will no longer be joining us. That is the announcement.
I really connected with Danny, and I'm very, very bummed about the whole situation about him leaving. He called me Saturday night and he was like, I'm leaving the competition, like I just have like stuff, like he just like needed to talk to someone about it. And I was like, yeah, like if you need anything, like we can talk. And I formed like a good connection with him, and he was like someone I can actually see myself like really hanging out with, so I was really bummed about that.
I was really disappointed to hear that Danny had left the game. I felt like he was someone that I could trust a lot here, so I feel like it's really a number for me that I'm losing this week, which really stinks. He seemed like a really cool person, and I was really getting to know him better, and I was really hoping to work with him a lot, so it stinks kind of both personally and on the game level for me.
I'm really sad that Danny's out of the competition. I had a really good conversation with him. He seemed really, I don't know, he seemed like he'd be a really good player. So he definitely went too early, but I guess that makes it easier for the rest of us.
So I just heard Danny is no longer participating. I feel bad because it's just like when I met him, he was like full of energy. So you don't really know what's going on with people. I hope he feels better. The people I'm considering nominating are Justin. I'm thinking about putting him up as a pawn to just eliminate someone. Alex. He actually just accidentally told me that I'm his tether. I'm kind of scared of Alex right now. Will. So he knows the game. He knows strategies within the game, which is kind of scary. This is the nomination ceremony. As head of household, it is my responsibility to nominate 2 house guests for eviction. The first house guest I have nominated is Justin. The second house guest I have nominated is Will. I've nominated you, Justin, because We have our reasons. And I have nominated you, Will, because we have not spoke at all. This nomination ceremony is complete. I'm targeting Will. He's very knowledgeable of what could happen and what should happen. So that's a threat for my game.
She wants Will as the target, but she wants to put me up as the pawn. Honestly, I don't feel confident that I would have the votes to stay, which is true. I mean, I don't feel that confident.
Karen also nominates me, which I'm disappointed about. I don't feel like I'm necessarily going to home this week just yet. There's a lot that can still happen, but I really need to fight for this one here.
Will and Justin have been nominated for eviction. Who will win the power veto, and will they use it to take either Will or Justin off the block? And who will be the next evicted house guest of the season? Find out next time on Big Brother UMD.